These gross looking little things are actually chips of my teeth. I'm up to about 8 chips now because that's an older picture. Lead is stored inside your bones. And so what happens is because it's softer than the bone, when it gets stuck in there, basically, if it gets stuck in your teeth, it starts to rot them from the inside out. And that's part of what's been happening with me. Um, I had cavities and broken teeth before this. But over the past 2 years, I've been losing chunks of teeth at a time. I've bit into a Subway sandwich before and cracked a molar. I actually, another molar that went a little bit ago. If you look here, that's actually a pretty big fragment, the white one there. The cool thing about this is after it broke, I had some of the pulp hanging up. So I was able to get some of the pulp and add it to there. So I think it's going to be a really good sample for labs to analyze because you've got so many little pieces and you've got pulp in there. But part of the reason why I'm hoping to, or why I put the campaign together is actually so that I could send those shards of teeth out to a lab and be tested. Currently, my blood levels are 0.8 parts per billion. That's really low. It's still in there, but it's really low. However, I haven't drank Flint water in so long that I have no idea how much lead is actually in my system. But if I send these fragments out and go ahead and get them analyzed, they're actually, teeth are kind of like trees. They've got basically they've got sort of rings that you can tell for the ages. I do apologize. Dr. Mona was talking about it. And basically teeth don't lie. They can't lie. They're bone. So the lead that's leached in there, it's probably still stuck in there. And if even one of these little fragments is testable, just one, then that gives me some very important answers. One of the answers that I'll be getting is it safe for me to have biological children? This is a very real concern of mine. I'm 30 years old. I have an amazing partner. We're looking to settle down. And so if we're going to have biological children, it will probably be, in the next, at some point within the next 5 years, probably closer to 5. But when you have, from my understanding, when you've got a fetus and it's growing inside the mother, basically, the fetus acts as a sort of magnet, and it draws nutrients from its mother's body. And unfortunately, because lead mimics calcium and whatnot, the fetus will draw that into, and basically the baby gets lead poisoned in the uterus because that's what it's drawing from. It's drawing calcium from tainted bones, and there's all sorts of nasty stuff. And it's not just me that would have that problem. My kid would have issues with lead poisoning, and that could be passed on down to their kids. And depending on who you listen to, even their kids. So you're looking at 2-3 generations that are going to be impacted by this. And there's not a lot of talk about, future impact. Everybody's talking about the kids now, and that's great. But people like me who, were adults maybe not immunocompromised, maybe in pretty good shape health-wise, you know, we're low priority. The kids are the highest priority. And I understand they're the future, but it sucks sometimes because what about the parents? Are the parents getting tested too? How, I mean, what's going to be the impact on future generations? But the great thing about this for Teeth for Truth, like I said, getting these teeth tested, it'll tell me exactly what my exposure was. And the good news about that is, then I can go let my neighbors know approximately what the lead levels were on the street. I can have an idea of if I need treatment for anything. And in addition to that, I just get the incredible peace of mind from knowing exactly how bad it was. For me, not knowing is probably one of the scariest things. It's kind of horrifying because you don't know. You can get a slight idea of it, but you really don't know how bad it was.